Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Shall we start our class? So the last class till now we have discussed how to create the domain model, and we see in the last class to configure the domain model we require at least one system as a server, and we seen how to configure the server here. We see in the last class if you want to go for domain model we require at least one system as a server. We are taking the system 1. In this machine we require server operating system, we require IP address, preference address should be same, and to make this machine as a server, to make this machine as a domain controller, we have to install manually Active Directory domain service with DNS service. And the last class we seen how to install the Active Directory service and how to promote this service, and when you're promoting the service is asking the unique domain name, and this domain name we are assigning by the help of DNS service here. And the last class we made this machine as a server by using 2012 operating system, and our domain name we given zoom.com here, right? Now the last class we discussed how to make the clients also. So to configure clients we require number of machines, and in these machines we require operating system, and we require IP address, and we require preferred DNS address, right? That is our server IP. And in the client machine you can use any operating system. I'm using here XP, here I'm using Windows 8, here I'm using Windows 10. If I join XP machine to domain Windows 8, Windows 10, after joining this machine is called client. On the example, on the 5th machine on this computer I'm using 2012 server operating system. So by using this operating system, if I join this machine to domain, so this machine also is a client, but this machine is called member server here. Okay, so member server also is a client. So till now the last class we have seen what is Active Directory, how to create the domain, how to create the server by using Active Directory, and how to create the clients and member servers here. So we seen how to create the domain controller by using Active Directory. If I join XP machine or Windows 7, Windows 8, after joining this is called client. And we seen how to join member server into domain. If I join server operating system machine to domain, that is called member server. So till now we have seen the lab, how to create the domain, in domain how to create the DC, how to create the client, and what is the difference between client and member server. So all of you done this practical? Any question, any doubt? Okay, so we'll continue now. So right now we created the domain model. So in our domain we have one server, and as image here we have number of machine as a clients. So nearly we have 100 machine as a clients. But who is going to use all these client machines? Your users, staffs. So today we are starting the session with user management. So please write down the heading, user management. So today our first topic is user management. Now here the Microsoft is saying in our IT network we have some types of users here. So what are the types of users we have? So first we'll see, then I will give you the chance to copy. We have a slide, you can copy from there. So we have types of user. The first user is called local user, but the local user especially is designed for workgroup model, and this user information is going to store in local hard disk, or you can say local database, you can say, right? And wherever this user account is created, so the local user especially we are using in our local machine in workgroup model, and local user account is going to store in local hard disk in local database. The last class we seen we have number of computers, and these machines are connected physically to each other. These machines are in network, but I am saying these machines are in work group. So in system 1, I am creating one user account by the name of Sam. This system 1 user account is available in local hard disk of right, in the system 1 Sam account, and always the Sam has to use this machine, but the Sam cannot log into other computers. So this is called what here? Local user. And we seen how to create the local user also by using that command lusrmgr.msc. By using that command, we can create the local user account. If you create the account in system 1, always user has to use system 1. The user cannot log into other machines here, right? This is called local user. Second user we have, that is called domain user. Now this domain user account is designed for domain model, and this domain user accounts is created by your system administrator, and we are creating in our server in our DC, and this user information storing in our Active Directory database, right? And our Active Directory database file name is ntds.dit. So in this file, and this user can log into any client machine in our domain. There is no restriction except server. The user can log into any client machine. So example here, this is my domain model. As a administrator, I am logging to my server, right? I am creating some user accounts. Example, for testing purpose, I am creating user 1, user 2, user 3, right? So this user account is going to store in our Active Directory database file, that is ntds.dit, in our server in our DC. Okay, now these users can log into any client machine or not here, and the user account is not available in the client machine hard disk, right? Tell to the user, take your name and password, sir. This is your credential. Technically our name and passwords are called credentials. Tell to the user 1, this is your credential. User 2, this is your credential. User 3, this is the credential. And tell to the user, accept server. In our network we have 100 clients, so you can log into any client machine, sir. There is no restriction. And next day, if you want to switch from one PC to other PC, we no need to request to admin. So the user 1 is going to this machine, is typing his name and password, but the client machine hard disk is not having username and password, but this client is working for my server, zoom.com server. By the help of Kerberos protocol service, the client will forward the request to server. The server will give authentication back to the server, will check the Active Directory database. If the database is found, the server is giving authentication back to the client by using Kerberos protocol. Then user can log in, user can access resources. But next day the user 1 is saying, sir, I don't want to use XP machine, I want to log into Windows 10 machine. Can we log in as a user in Windows 10 machine? Yes, without permission of admin, the user can log into Windows 10. But Windows 10 machine is not giving authentication. Your server is giving authentication to the Windows 10 machine, then user can log in. Next day the user 1 is saying, sir, I want to log into member server. Can we log in as a user 1 in member server? Yes, we can log in. There is no restriction. So this is called what here? Domain user account. And domain user account we have to create only one time in our server. This account is going to store in server Active Directory database, and this user can log into any client machine. If next day, if this machine is not working, Windows 10 is not working, user can log into Windows 8 machine. Yes, we can log in without permission of admin. The user can log into any machine, but except server. Users are not having right to log in server. Okay. So in our IT network, we have two types of users. One is local and one is a domain user. So that's why the Microsoft is saying we have local user, a user account created in the local hard database of the computer, and local user are generally using in workgroup model, and local user are logging only to the restricted computer where the account is created. The user cannot switch to other machine. Domain user accounts are created in the Active Directory database, and these users, domain users, are using in domain model, and domain user can log into any computer in the domain. In the domain means any client machine. There is no restriction here, right? So please copy this page. It's done, finished. So we have two types of users here in our network. One is local user and one is a domain user. Local user is used for workgroup model, and domain user we are using in domain model. Please write down one more point there. The last point in domain users. Active Directory database name is ntds.dit. Active Directory database file name is ntds.dit. ntds.dit stands new technology directory service, new technology directory service dot directory information tree, new technology directory service dot directory information tree. Okay, so if anyone is asking you in exam of MCSC in 410 exam, it will ask this question: sir, what is Active Directory database file name is, and where is located, and what is ntds.dit stands, right? You have to say new technology directory service dot directory information tree, you can say. Okay, so now tell me, according to our diagram, our requirement, which type of user require? We require local user or domain user? We require domain user. We are working on domain model, right? We require domain user. And the last class, the last session, 2 days back, we already discussed how to create the local user account in our work group or local system there. Okay, so we require domain user account. So write down the first lab today: creating domain user accounts in DC. Today our first lab is creating domain user account in DC. In our domain controller, in our server, we have to create this user account. And who is having right to create these accounts? Only administrator, right? So when you go to the lab, how many machines we require in the lab for practical? 2 machines. System 1 is your server and system 2 is your client. And already we done the last class how to create the server DC and how to create the clients. So in the lab, two machine setup is there. Your system 1, when you go to the lab after the class is completed for practical, you can find system 1 is your DC and system 2 is your client machine. Already we done, we no need to configure. Okay, so but you have to confirm before starting any lab that system 1 is your DC or not, system 2 is your client or not there, right? So how to confirm? So I'm going to this machine. So by seeing this wallpaper, we have to confirm this machine is my DC. No, I have right now, the last class we taken the steps also, verification. By the help of the 3 verifications, we have to confirm this machine is DC or not. What is the first verification? Right click on computer icon, click on properties, and you can say this is my system 1 and is working on the domain of zoom.com, and my operating system is 2012 server OS. But we have to use the command to confirm this machine is DC or not. And the command is what? Net space accounts. Good. And you can see computer role is showing primary. So if the computer role is primary, this machine is my DC domain controller. Okay, fine. Next, I say that check the Active Directory console. So go to the server manager console, you can find Active Directory service, and we have DNS service. If you go to the tools, you can find the 6 consoles: Active Directory Administrative Center, Active Directory domain interest, site and services, users and computers, DNS, and group policy. If these 6 consoles are available in this machine, so this machine is my DC. Now confirm second machine is your client or not. If I go to the system 2, logged in as admin, right click on computer icon, click on properties, and you can say the system 2 is also using server OS. You can use any OS, no problem, but the system 2 is working under domain of zoom.com. But you can see here in system 2, if I type that command, what command? Netspace accounts. Now tell me what it will display. This is a client. Now here, if you type this Netspace account, what is showing? Server. Server means this machine is client, or maybe this machine is work group, but you can say this machine is client because working under zoom.com domain. But remember here, this command you can type in XP machine also, in Vista also, Windows 7 also, Windows 10. But in Windows 10, in Windows 8, in Windows XP, it will show you workstation. It will show you what here? Workstation. Because our operating system, our client operating system, technically also is called workstation there. Okay? So this is the difference. You have to remember this one. So the system 1 is my DC, and the system 2 is my client.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Just please 1 minute here. Please check my voice is clear. Please, online students, please check my voice is clear.
The online user, can they see the screen?
Please check my voice is clear.
Can you hear me now, Ahmed?
Yeah, I can hear you. Is my voice is clear?
Okay. Yep. Thanks.
So we have confirmed now the system 1 is my DC and system 2 is my client. So as administrator, we have to log on to the server to create the user account. So please write down the steps.
I lost you again.
Sir, is from my side is clear, sir. Please check your internet connectivity also. So please write down the steps. In system 1 server, log in as administrator. In system 1 server, log in as a administrator. Now see, to manage the user accounts in our server, if you want to create the account, delete the account, or manage the user accounts, so the microservice is saying take the help of Active Directory console, right? So what console, which console we have to use to create and delete and manage the user accounts? The microservice is saying to manage the user account, we have to take the help of this console to add or delete or modify the user accounts. That is what here? ADUC, Active Directory users and computers. By the help of this console, we can manage the account. So please write down the next point. Open the ADUC console. Open the ADUC console. Active Directory users and computers. Okay. Now how to open the ADUC console is very simple here. So we have to go to the server. We have to log in as a administrator. This is my DC. So we can go to the server manager console. We can go to the tools and you can find all the consoles here. So we have Active Directory users and computers. So once you click Active Directory user and computer, console will be open for you. And you can observe here this console is working for which domain? Zoom.com, right? Or we can open this console through shortcut command also. The Microsoft has given the shortcut command. If you want to open ADUC console, you have to go to the run and we have to type this command, that is dsa.msc. So once you type dsa.msc, once you press enter, your ADUC console will be open for you. So in brackets you can write dsa.msc. MSC stands Microsoft Console. So you can see here, I am going to my server. You can type in capital letters, small letters, no problem there. dsa.msc. Once you click OK, you can find, are you finding the same console is open? Yes. Right, then write down, expand the domain name, zoom.com. So whenever I say expand, click on this arrow, okay? Expand the domain name, zoom.com. I will maximize this screen here. Expand the domain name, zoom.com. But in the lab, your domain names are different that you have to check. So once you expand your domain name, zoom.com, you can find there are so many folders. Are you finding some folders here? Technically, these folders are called containers here. It's called what here? Containers. So what containers contain? Containers contain information here, right? So if you want to know all the servers information in my zoom.com domain, how many servers are there and what are the names? So you can go to the domain controllers container, because our servers are called domain controllers. If you go to the domain controllers, you can see in our network we have only one server, that is a system one. If you want to know under zoom.com domain how many clients are there, how many member servers are there, if you want to know, then you have to go to the computers. If you go to the computers container, you can find all the client information. Just now we joined only one client, that is system 2 yesterday, showing system 2. If you have number of 100 machines as a client, it will show you all the 100 clients names here, okay? And if you want to know in which client, which operating system we are using, we don't need to go to that particular client machine. By sitting on server, we can collect the information. So right click on system name and click on properties, and you can find new window is open. We are in system 2 computer properties, and you can find so many options here. And these options are called tabs here. It's called what here? Tabs. If you go to the operating system tab, you can find which operating system we are using. We are using Windows Server 2012 standard edition there, okay? If you are using XP, it will show you XP. If we are using Windows 10, it will show you Windows 10 there. Now, but we want to manage the user accounts. So to manage the user account, to configure and to create the accounts, we have to take the help of last console, that is what? Users. If you go to the users containers, you can see here in the list already some user accounts are there. But these users are not users. These are the groups here. These are the groups. These are the security group for services. Whenever we are adding some services like RODC, DNS, so that time these groups will work for that services here, right? But you can see in this list one user also is there. That user is what here? Administrator. Administrator is the owner of this network here, right? But we need user accounts. So if you want to create the user account, very simple option is there. Right click on this users container, click on new and click on user, and the new page will open, and fill that page and click next and finish. Your account is created, okay? So please write down the next point. Right click on users container. These folders are called containers. Right click on users container. Right click on users container, click on new and click on user. Right click on users container, click on new and click on user. Yes sir. What sir? Containers default is coming sir. We are not creating. Just once you install the Active Directory, these containers are default containers, okay? So once you click user, you can find one new page will open, and we have to fill this page. But two things are very important here. One is first name is important, and then user logger name is important. Last name is not important, initial name is not important here, right? So now we are creating the user accounts. Now tell me, who is creating these user accounts? As the administrator, we are creating the user account in our server. So when you're creating the user account as an admin, sir, please check from my side the voice is clear. Check your internet connectivity also. Please everyone check the voice. Please check the voice is clear. Maybe if you from your side, if you from your side also, if your internet connectivity is not good, right, so automatically it's going to disconnect. So check your internet connectivity also, whether its line is good or not. So here we are the admin, we are creating the account. So can we create the user account for testing purpose? You can see in this page, right? We can create the user account user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4. But in the real time as admin, can we create the user account like this, user 1, user 2, test 1, test 2? No, right? Our employee will say, sir, my name is not user 1, user 2, right? I have my own name, so create the account with my name. So first what we have to do before creating the user account in server, we have to forward one information paper to all employees. Tell to the employees, sir, I'm an admin, I'm going to create the user account in server. So I need your first name, I need your last name, I need your login name and what password you like. So give this information so I can create the user account in server. Then I will update to you. Then you can log in with this user account with this password in any client machine there. So please write down. The first user is saying, sir, my username is John, right? And give any password, I will accept it. So please write down first name John. First name dash John. Then next line write down user logon name, same I'm giving. You can give different also, but you have to use only this name to log on. Okay, user logon name dash John. Then write down, click on next. Click on next. Then after write down, type the password and confirm password, zoom_123. Type the password and confirm password, zoom_123. Click next and finish. So as admin, we are creating the user account by the name of John, and we are giving the password zoom_123. Right? Click next and finish. But example here, my user is saying, sir, I have a last name also. So the user last name is Peter. So the full name, what is the full name here? John Peter, but login name is what here? John. So when the user is logging, user has to use name John. So once you click next here, is asking the password. Now tell me, without password as an administrator in server, can we create the user accounts? Right. I'm not giving any password. Click next and finish. Can we create? No. Clearly is giving one error. What is error? Windows cannot create the object. Object means user John Peter, because the password unable to update the password. The value provided for the new password does not meet the length and complexity, right? So minimum length should be 7 character, complexity password we require. So click OK. Go back and give the password. So I'm giving the password, that is zoom_123. Confirm password also zoom_123, right? And here I'm not giving the chance to change the password, and already we know all these options here. Click next and click on finish. One user account is created. So this user can log into any client machine. Yes. So please write down verification. Please, you need water. So please write down verification in system to client computer. In system to client computer, login as a John user. In system to client computer, login as a John user. In system to client computer, login as a John user and access the resources. and access the resources. Resources means files, folders, applications. If you have printer to access, if you have internet to access, you can access. Okay. So here in my server I created one user account. Now I'm going to my client machine to verify. So go to the second machine. System 2 is our client, and you can say system 2, you can see here, is working under domain of zoom.com. So switch this administrator, press Ctrl Alt Delete, switch to this administrator, then again press Ctrl Alt Delete, go to the other. So tell to the user, you can see here, these are the domain users. Domain users are not going to display on the screen. Like last class we created local users. Local users accounts are displaying on the screen or not here? Because that account is available in local hard disk. These accounts are not available in local hard disk, available in server. So tell to the users, your accounts are not going to display on screens here. This is a security reason, one. And your accounts are available in server. So to log in, always you have to use other user option. So go to the other user option and type the name. Username is what? John. And the password is zoom_123. And you can see in the down, it is showing you're signing to Zoom there. Means under Zoom domain you're logging. So click on here. Now your server is giving authentication to the client. Authentication is granted, and successfully the John user has logged here. Sir, domain user accounts we are unable to create in the client machines. Domain user accounts we have to create only in server. Okay. So can I get the desktop icons here? Yes. Right. So go to the search option, go to the settings, type here icon, and click on show and hide common icons, and check these boxes. And you can see here who is working on this machine here. Your profile folder is what here? John Peter. So display name is what? John Peter. Or you can go to start button also, you can see here. Display name is what here? John Peter. But login name is what here? Only John. So can I go to the computer? Can I access this computer resources? Yes. I can go to the computer. In this computer we have C drive. I can go to C drive. I can access the C drive data. I can, as a user, I can go to E drive. I can access the drive data. So remember here, by default drives and applications are allowed to everyone. There is no restriction. Anyone can log into this machine. Anyone can access this drive data and these applications. If you want to access the applications, you can go to the search. You can go to the apps, and you can see there are so many applications are available. Can we access all these applications or not here? Yes, my user can access. So this is called our domain user. So next day, in case if this machine is not working, so as a John user, can I log into system 5 machine? Yes. Without permission of admin, the John is logging to this machine, but this machine will send the request to server. Server will give authentication back to the system 5, then user can log in. Okay. So here, but here I need number of user accounts. Can I create one more user account here? So example, my second user is saying, sir, my username is user1. For testing purpose, I am creating user1 and user2, right? So method and procedure is same there. So I have to log in as administrator in server, open the ADUC console. Then basically it's like this. We have to expand the domain name zoom.com. Then right click on users container, click on new, and click on user, right? So for testing purpose, I am creating the user account by the name of user1, and the logon name I am giving same. But when I am creating the user account user1, right, we have to give the password. So once I click next here, is asking password. So not only without password, as admin, can we create the user account? No, it will not allow. Why? Because in server, just now I say that in server we have something is called password policy. So we have password policy. So what is the default password policy here? Policy means set of rules. Minimum length should be what here? 7 characters, and password should be in, by default is complexity is enable. So by default your complexity is enable here. So when you're creating the user account, we have to give the enable password. So example, as admin, I am creating the user account user1, but can I give the password only Zoom, it will accept. If I give the password ABC, it will accept. If I give the password 1234, it will accept. Or if I give the password blank, it will accept here? No, it will not accept here. So we require user account with complexity password here, right? But this user especially is requesting to admin, sir, my memory is very low, right? I need user account with less than 7 character password. The user is saying, sir, my mobile number should be my password, or my birth date should be my password, or my pet name should be my password. Or some of the user is saying, sir, my memory is very low, I cannot remember lengthy password or short password. I want user account without password, blank password. Can we create the user account blank password here? Try it. Click next, click on finish. Can you create? No. And please, wherever you're facing the errors, read the errors. In errors you have solution and answer here. Because till now our good habit is what? Whenever we are using computer or laptop or our server or our mobile, whenever we face the error, whenever we got an error, right, we'll click OK or cancel, right? Because we don't want to take the headache of reading the error. And if you are not reading, we don't want to solve the problem ourselves actually, but change our habit. We want to become best and perfect administrator, and we want to solve our problem ourselves without any other help here. So read the error. In error you have an answer. What is the error here? Windows cannot create the object user1 because unable to update the password. The value provided for the new password does not meet the length and complexity. So we require password in complexity with 7 characters. So if I go back, if I give numeric password 1234, 1234, click next, finish. Can we create? No. If I give alphabet password, example ABC, ABC, click next, finish. Accept it? No. So we require password in complexity here. So it is not allowing to you to create. So tell to the user, call to the user and tell to the user one, sir, I am an administrator. I try to create the user account in server on your request without password. But I am an administrator, I can create the account, I can delete, I can manage. But as administrator now, I am unable to create the user account without password. So please follow the 7-character lengthy password. But after listening on the phone, the user is requesting to you, sir, please do something. I need password blank. I don't want any password, sir. So now go back, try once again in server. Can you create the user account without password? No. Again call back to your user one. Tell to the user one, sir, on your request I tried once again, right, without password to create the user account. I'm unable to create the user account without password. So please follow the lengthy passwords. But on the request, after listening, the user again is requesting, sir, please do one thing, give the password in numeric, sir. Only 1, 2, 3, right? Go back again to server as admin, try to create the user account with password 1, 2, 3, and you are unable to create. And again call back to user. So like this 10 times you tried, and 10 times you explain to user also. But after listening, again the user is saying, sir, you are my boss, you are my administrator, please do something. I want user account without password. Some user is saying, I want user account less than 7 characters. So then at the end, what we can do now? We tried, but we are unable to create the user account in server without password. We tried so many times, but the user is requesting again and again, so please do something. Then what we can do now? Okay, user must change the password first login, but the user want to change the password but user don't want 7-character password. This is requirement. Requirement is not like user want to change the password. User want admin has to give the password but less than 7 characters. So you try 20 times example, but 20 times you also failed, like this error you are getting. At the end, what we have to tell to the user? Sorry sir, please leave the job. I am unable to create the user account for you, like this. Follow this lengthy password, otherwise leave the job. Can we say like this? No, you are the admin, you are the boss. You have to do something whenever the user is requesting to you. So you can do one thing, right? So before creating the user accounts, do one thing, change the policy. Change the policy. So change the policy length 7 to 0. Please you can do one thing, change the policy. Change the length 7 to 0 character. Okay, so if I change the length 7 to 0, it means what? Now as a admin, by default I am not having right to create the user account without password. But once you change the length 7 to 0, now I can create the user account 1 character password, 2 character, or without password user account I can create here, right? The same time you have to disable this feature also, right? We have to disable. What we have to disable? Complexity enable to disable. If you change these two things, so now you have a right to create the user account with password, without password, or 1 character or 2 character. You have to change. And this changes we can do in group policy management console. We can do in group policy. So group policy contain group of policies, and there we have one policy, password policy. In that we can do the changes, right? So we'll do one thing, we'll create the second user account. But before creating second user account, first we'll disable this password policy, then we'll create the account with password or without password here. Okay, So please write down our next lab today. How to change default domain password policy. How to change default domain password policy. This is, and where we have to do the changes? In DC, in our server, by using this console. Which console? GPM, Group Policy Management console here, right? So please write down. In system 1 DC, write down the steps. In system 1 DC, log in as an administrator. In system 1 DC, log in as a administrator. Next point, write down. Open the Group Policy Management console. Open the Group Policy Management console. In short, you can say GPM console also. Open the Group Policy Management console. In short, you can say GPM console. Okay, but how to open the GPM console here? You can go to the Server Manager console, go to the tools, and you can find Group Policy Management console. So once you click, the Group Policy Management console will open for you like this, and you can see this Group Policy Management console is working for Zoom Forest zoom.com. So what is Forest? Forest means your network. Your organization is called what here? Forest here. We can open this console through shortcut command also. So please write down the in bracket shortcut command gpmc gpmc.msc gpmc.msc. This is a shortcut command to open GPM console. So once you click OK, you can find, are you finding same Group Policy Management console is open. Now what we have to do, just we have to expand this forest. So whenever I say expand, click on this arrow, you can find some options there. So please write down expand forest. Write down one by one steps all. There are so many steps are there in this one. Expand forest. So once you expand forest, what is the first option in forest? Domains. So write down expand domains. Expand domains. Now once you expand domains here, are you finding your domain name under that? That is what here? Zoom.com. So write down expand zoom.com domain name. Expand zoom.com domain name. Now once you expand zoom.com domain name, you can see here under zoom.com domain name you have first option that is called default domain policy, right? So if you want to change the password policy, you have to go to always default domain policy. So write down, right click on default domain policy. Right click on default domain policy. Right click on default domain policy and click on edit. Now once you click edit, one new window will open for you. Right click on default domain policy and click on edit. So once you click edit, one new window will open, and this window name is Group Policy Management Editor. And you can see in Group Policy Management Editor window we have two options. One is called computer configuration and one is a user configuration. But this password policy feature is not available in user configuration, is available in computer configuration. So we have to use computer configuration, right, to edit the password policy settings. So what we have to do, you can see here also. Are you finding computer configuration? So write down next line, expand the computer configuration. Expand computer configuration. You can see right side also what is there in computer configuration. Then write down expand policies. Expand policies. Then write down expand window settings. Expand window settings. Now once you expand window settings here, it will take some time to expand, just we have to wait. Now in window setting you can see here, once you expand, are you finding security settings there? So write down expand security settings. Expand security settings. So once you expand security settings here, in security setting, what is the first option? You can see here also, you can see here also, that is a account policy. So write down expand account policies. Expand account policies. So once you expand account policies, in account policies, are you finding password policy option? Is there? So write down select password policy. And once you select password policy, right side, you can find some options there in password policy. Now once you select password policy here, are you finding right side? There are so many options, are there or not here? But we require two options. We require two policies. One is minimum password length. By default is what here? 7 characters. We have to change 7 to 0. And second option is what? Password must meet complexity requirement. By default is enable. We have to disable. These two things we have to change. So write down one by one. Right click on minimum password length. Right click on minimum password length. Please write down neatly here, because in the lab when you're going for, please see the steps and do the practical. Okay. Right click on minimum password length and click on properties. Right click on minimum password length. Click on properties. Once you click properties, one new page will open, and in this page by default character is what here? 7. So write down change the character 7 to 0 and click on apply. Okay. Change the character 7 to 0 and click on apply. Okay. But in case if I give the character 4, how many characters? 4. So minimum length should be how much? 4 character, not less than 4 character. Okay. But if I give 0, it means what? Maybe I can create user account blank password. I can give blank user password without any password. 1 character, 2 character, 3 character, 4 character is my choice here. So I'm giving 0 character. Then click on apply. Click OK. So we change the length. Now we have to change complexity. So please write down next line. Right click on password must meet. Right click on password must meet complexity requirement. Right click on, sir, our class is on 8:30. If you are coming this time and after that you are asking, sir, what the session is started, I cannot do anything. So please be on time so we can start the session. Password means, so please write down password, right click on password must meet complexity requirement. Right click on password must meet complexity requirement and click on properties. Password must meet complexity requirement. Click on properties, and you can see by default option is what selected? Enable. We have to select disable. So write down select disable and apply. Okay. Select disable and click on apply. Okay. So once you click apply, once you click OK, right, your job is successfully done. We change the length 7 to 0, complexity enable to disable. Only these two things we have to change, but we not require other options. But for you, I will read these other options here, right? It's the optional, it's not compulsory. You can see the first option, enforce password history. How many password? 24 password remember. So my server, for each user, it will remember 24 password. Like first, the user one, first password is what? Example Zoom. Second password is what? ABC. Next password is 1234. Next password is what? Blank. So like this for each user, my server will remember how many password? 24 password. So the user cannot repeat the same password again there. He has to give the new password. And the second option is what? Maximum age of the password is what here? 40 days. The last class already explained. Every user password will work for how many days here? 42 days. So whenever the next day, on 43rd day, when the user is logging, the server is asking to change the password here. But if you want, you can increase these days or you can decrease these days. And second option is what? Minimum password age is what here? 1 day. If the user is accepted the password, user has to work on the password for 1 day. Again, after next day, the user can request to admin, user can change the password here. But we require length, we change, and complexity we change, and after that we have to close all these windows. Okay, now after that what we have to do, very important work, whatever changes we have done in group policy, that we have to update, right? If we are not updating, the changes will not affect, right? So for update, what we have, first option we have restart your server. Restart your server. Server means DC. Then whatever changes you have done, it will change. If you don't want to restart the server, then wait for half an hour minimum. If after half an hour not updated, then we have to wait for minimum 180 minutes, means 3 hours. Okay, then we'll update. So which option is best? Restart is best, or waiting half an hour is best here? I don't know, sir, what is GP update. So two options are there, restart and wait for half an hour. Which is the best one in real time when you're working as an administrator? Wait for half an hour is really correct, or restart is best? Once you restart it, whatever changes you have done, it will affect. Can we go for restart? Yes, you can go for, but next day, next moment, not next day, next moment your boss will come, it will say, sir, you are fired because you are the too smart administrator. Because in real time, for only updating the policies, we'll never restart the service because our users are working, otherwise users are interpreted. So in the real time we have to wait for half an hour. But assume one day you went to the interview, the person is asking the question, sir, I have done some change in group policy, I want to update this one. So what options we have? So you can say restart, one option, and wait for half an hour. So you are saying, sir, best option is wait for half an hour, sir. But the person is saying, I am not having that much patience, sir, to wait for half an hour, and I don't want to restart the servers also. I don't want to interrupt to my users also. So then you can do one thing. You have a third option is available for you. You can go to the run and you can run this command. You can type this command in capital letters, small letters, no problem. That is what? GP update. Once you type GP update, once you click OK, so whatever changes you have done in group policy, it will be affected now, right? If first time if your typing is not updated, then you can repeat one more time this command, it will be updated for you. Okay, so which is the best now? GP update. So please write down next line, open the run and type GP update without any space. Open the run, type GP update and click OK. Yes, sir. In server only, sir. Where is group policy? In server. This step where we are doing? In server. Okay. So open the run and type GP update. Click OK. No, sir. No. No. It will not ask. I will show you. Okay. After GP update is not asking for restart. Okay. You can see here. I am going to my server now. Open the run and type here GP update. So remember from today onwards, whenever we do any changes in group policies to update, we have to type what here? GP update. Click OK and you can see here, are you finding policy is updating here? But it will give you the message successfully is completed, but still you have to wait. This window will close automatically. If you close this window, the policy will not update. It's closed. Or you can repeat one more time, because sometime if you type one time it will not update. You can repeat one more time. GP update, click OK. Okay, done. Now write down verification. Yes, sir. Any question?
Quick question here. Sometimes I notice that the group policy doesn't really update, even though you try, like find, right? Is there any alternative to that?
Maybe some services are stopped, sir. Maybe internal some services are stopped. Maybe your machine is out of your network. You have to check if the group policy is not updating. So maybe your machine is disconnected from the network. One reason. Second reason is what? If this machine is connected to network, but still the group policy is not updating. So maybe your services are, internal services are stopped. You have to start the services. Okay? Then it will update.
Any disadvantage of no one to force update?
No, sir. Force means you're forcing. Yes. That force also we can use. GP update space / / force also you can use. There is no problem there. No problem. Fine. So verification, please write down. So you first tell me, you have to tell what is verification actually here.
Hello, Ahmed.
create the user accounts now with password or without password. So please write down in system1 DC. In system1 DC server, open the ADUC console. In system1 DC server.
Hello, Ahmed. Sir, can you repeat it again? Because I think I lost you in the beginning when you were trying to explain it the first time.
What, sir? I said that after GP update, right? We have to go for verification. Okay. We are going for verification. So what is verification? In system1 server, we have to log in as a administrator. Then open the ADUC console. Open the ADUC console. Then write down next point. Create some user accounts. Create some user accounts with password or without password. Create some user accounts with password or without password. Create some user accounts with password or without password. Example, user 1, user 2. Example, user 1 and user 2. Okay, and already we know how to open the ADUC console and how to create the user accounts. I'm not giving once again all the steps here, but you have to tell to me. So I'm going to my server. We have to go to the server manager console. We have to go to the tools, open the Active Directory users and computers. It will open. Then basically it's like this. We have to expand our domain name, go to the users. So, but remember here, your previous user password will not change. Already we have some user accounts. That user password will not blank. Still that user has to use the same password. But in future, the John is requesting, sir, I lost my password. I forget my password. So please give the password and give this time the new password without complexity. Without complexity. Can we give the password, new password to John? Yes. So right click on John account, go to the reset password and give the new password. And the John is requesting for new password 1234. Can you give 1234 password, numeric password? Yes. John is saying I don't want any right to change the password set. Can we uncheck this box? Yes. Click on OK. Your password has been changed. So next day when the John is logging, which password user has to use? 1234. So can I create new user accounts here? Yes. Right click on users, new user, username, that is user 1. Example, for testing purpose I am creating. Login name also same. Next. Now this user is saying password is, sir, my password is ABC. Can we give ABC password here? Yes, ABC. And the user is saying I don't want any right to change the password, sir. And the user is saying, sir, I want to use this password more than 42 days. So then what we can do? We can check the box, password never expires. Means after 42 days, the server will not request to the user to change the password. So click on next and click on finish. Account is created. So like this, can we create one more user account here? Yes, I want to create one more user account, user 2. But this guy is saying, sir, my memory is very low, sir. I cannot remember small password and lengthy password. So I want user account without password and without any option, sir. Can we uncheck this box? Yes. And I'm giving the blank password. So click next and finish. Can we create the account? Yes. So these users can log into any client machine. Yes. I'm going to my second machine to verify. You can see already John is working. Sir, I'm not talking secure or unsecure. Here we are talking about what? As an administrator, when the user is requesting, we can fulfill the request or not. That way. We know if you have password, that is secure. If you're not having password, that is not secure. Okay. So I'm sign outing this John. I want to log in as a user here. So in this machine, can I log in as a user 1? Yes. So name is what? User 1. Password is what? 1234. Okay, enter. It's saying, sir, username and password is wrong. Password is ABC actually. So ABC password, you can see whether it's correct or not. Yeah, enter. We can log in. Okay.
Do we have an option to edit again if we forget to click the option never expires or 42 days?
Yes, we can do it. We can go to properties, we can do the changes. Now we'll, yeah. So we can see here, we logged as a user. You can get the icons for the user 1. Please, online student, can you mute your mic, sir? You can see we logged as a user 1. Now, after my job is done, I can sign out. So see, remember here, after the user job is worked, you have to sign out. Now, can I log in as a John here? Yes. So we can log in as a John. What is the password of John? 1234. Or example, 1234 password, but John forget the password. If I type the wrong password, can you log in? No. So my question is what here? If the user forget the password, so how many times the user can type the wrong password here? How many times? 5 times. Okay. Any other answer, please? 3 times. Why 3 times, sir? Because we are using ATM machines. Really? Yeah. In ATM machine, you can see here. If you go to the ATM machine, and if you forget your debit card or credit card, it will allow to you how many times wrong password? 3 times. Like ATM means what? Your user information is there, and your password means your PIN number. PIN number is your password. If you type the first time wrong password, then second chance. Second time wrong password, third time wrong password, your account is going to lock. But this is a domain user, sir. Right? This is a domain users we created, but these users check whether it's having what is the password here? ABC, and check whether the user is having restriction, any restriction is there or not. So first time a user is typing the wrong password, right? First attempt is completed. Second time, again is saying your name or password is incorrect, please try again. So click OK. You have third time you're typing wrong password, right? And third time also is wrong. It's giving fourth chance. Fourth time also password is wrong, right? Click OK. Fifth chance. Fifth time also is a password is wrong. Okay. Sixth time also password is wrong. Now tell me, any restriction is there? No. At the end you can type the correct password. Can you log in here or not here? So it means these are the domain users. On domain users there is a no restriction. On domain user there is a no restriction. The user can type a number of time wrong password, but we want to restrict here. We want to restrict. So my boss is saying, sir, please restrict the user to type the wrong passwords. Number of attempts. Like in ATM centers, if you type 3 times wrong password, automatically account is going to lock or not here? So we want to lock. So here the Microsoft is saying we have one policy. That policy name is account logout policy. By default your account logout policy is attempts are 0. Attempts are 0 by default. So it means the user can type a number of time wrong password, but we can change these attempts. If you change this policy 0 to 5, so how many times a user can type the wrong password? 5 times. But my company requirement is what here? 3 times. We can type 5, 3 or 4. So here I am going for 3 times here. So I am changing the character password account logout policy to 0 to 3 attempts. So if you type first time wrong password, it will say second chance. Second time wrong password, third. If third time also wrong password, then your account is going to unlock. So now tell me, in ATM machine, if your debit card, credit card is locked by 3 times wrong password, so how to unlock this account? We have 2 options. First option is what? Automatic. Automatic means you have to wait for 24 hours, then your account is going to unlock. Then again you have 3 attempts here. But if you don't want to wait for 24 hours, then you can inform to your bank administrator, and the bank admin will take your administrator will take your details, and they will unlock the account immediately. The same thing here. If your account is locked, the user has to wait for half an hour. That is called 30 minutes. User has to wait for 30 minutes. This is a default. But if you like, you can increase or you can decrease this time. We have an option, right? If the user wait for half an hour, then your domain user account is going to unlock. But if the user don't want to wait for half an hour, then user has to inform to administrator. As the admin will go to the ADUC console in server, then will you unlock the user account by using user properties. That option is there. So it means here also we have 2 options, automatic and manually. If the user don't want to update to admin, user has to wait for half an hour. If the user don't want to wait for half an hour, then user has to inform to admin. Admin will unlock the account here, right? So please write down our next lab. Our third lab, account logout policy. But remember here, by using this policy, what we can do? We can restrict the password attempts. We can restrict the password attempts. Remember here, if anyone is asking to you, sir, what is the use of this policy? So give the answer. By using this policy, we can restrict the password attempts here. Okay? And this policy is available in group policy management console, and group policy management console is available in our DC. And as admin, we can manage this one. So please write down the steps. In system 1 DC, in system 1 DC, log in as administrator. In system 1 DC, log in as a administrator. Then I don't open the group policy management console. Open the group policy management console. In short, you can say GPM console. Open the group policy management console, GPM console. Okay. Now see here, I'm going to my server now. This is my client. I have to leave this machine. I'm going back to my server. This is my DC server. I have to go to the tools, server manager tools, and open the group policy management console. So basically it's like this. We have to expand. So write down steps. Expand the forest. Expand the forest. Please write down fast. Almost the steps are same there. Expand forest. Then write down expand domains. Expand forest. Expand domains. Okay. Then write down expand domain name zoom.com. Expand domain name zoom.com. Now once you expand domain name zoom.com, now first try to understand this one, then you can write your steps here. Actually in group policy we have two policies here. One is default policy and one is domain controller. One is default policy and one is domain controller. What's the difference between this default policy and domain controller? So if you understand what is the difference between domain controller and domain. Domain controller means what? Your server. Your server is called what here? Domain controller. Okay. Domain means what? Your entire network. Right? Your entire network is called what here? Your domain. That is your server and your clients. Right? Your domain. Right? Default domain means what here? Your network, which contains servers and clients. Domain controller means what? Only the server. Your server is called what? Domain controller. So if I apply any policy on domain controller, this policy will affect only to my server. Okay, remember this one. But if I apply any policy on domain controller, this policy will affect to my server only. But if I apply any policy on domain policy, it will affect to my entire network here. So you have to decide this policy. This policy is available in domain controller also, and this policy is available in domain policy. So where we have to apply this policy now? On domain. We have to apply this policy on domain policy. Why? Because my users are not coming to server to log in. My users are sitting on client machine. This policy has to be applied there. So please write down, right click on default domain policy. Please, online student, can you mute your mic, sir? So right click on default domain policy, click on edit, right click on default domain policy and click on edit. Now once you click edit, one new window will open. Already we know this one, that is called group policy management editor. Okay, in that we have computer configuration user, but this option is available in computer configuration, is not available in user. So please write down expand the computer configuration. Almost the steps are same here, only one or two places change. Expand computer configuration, then write down expand policies, expand policies, then write down expand window settings, expand computer configuration, expand policies, expand window settings, and after that write down expand security settings, expand security settings. Now once you expand security settings, then write down expand account policies, expand account policies. Now once you expand account policies, you can see the second option. First option what we have? Password policy, we don't want. Second option we have what? Account logout policy, we want this one. So write down select account logout policy, select account logout policy, and you can see here once I select account logout policy, right side you can find some options here in the middle page. Select account logout policy. So once you select account logout policy, right side, are you finding some option? What is the second option here? Account logout threshold. Threshold means attempts here. Account logout thresholds are what? 0, invalid, logon attempts. So means the user can type n number of time wrong password. We have to change this 0 to some number there. So please write down next line. Right click on account logout threshold. Right click on account logout threshold. Right click on account logout threshold and click on properties. Right click on account logout threshold and click on properties. So once you click properties, one new page will open. In this page we have to change this 0 to some number. So write down type 3 invalid logon attempts. You can type 4 also, 5 also, according to your requirement you can type it. Type 3 invalid logon attempts and click on apply. OK. Click on apply. OK. 2 times. Type 3 invalid logon attempts and click on apply. OK. So click on apply and click on OK, and one more time. OK. We done. OK. So you can see here we done this one. We changed the threshold, account logout threshold 3 invalid logon attempts. But you can observe here account duration is what here? Account logout duration is 30 minutes and reset account logout counter after 30 minutes. These are default, but we can change. So it means if the user account is logged, user has to wait for how much time here? 30 minutes. Then account automatically is going to unlock. Again the user is having 3 attempts here. So after this one we have to close all this window. Now we have to go to the update the policy. So please write down, open the run and type GP update. Open the run and type GP update and click OK. So whenever you do any changes in group policy, we have to update. Open the run and type GP update. Now tell me, write down verification after this one, please. Write down verification. Now please, before writing anything, tell me what is verification now? Yeah, log in as a user in client machine with 3 times wrong password. We know the correct password, but try with wrong password because we want to see the error. The user is getting error or not, restricted or not there. So please write down in verification. In system to client computer. In system to client computer, try to log in as a John user. In system to client computer, try to log in as a John user. Try to log in as a John user with 3 times wrong password. In system to client computer, try to log in as a John user with 3 times wrong password. We know the correct password, but type the wrong password, right? Now if you type that 3 times wrong password, your account is locked or unlocked? Locked. Please write down dash account lock. Dash account lock. Now see here, in this machine, in my client machine, if I go to the system to client computer, already my John is working. So tell to the John, sign out this computer, sir, right? And sign out, not switch user. Okay. So sign out this computer and try to log in once again. So what is the password here? That is ABC or 1234. 1234. But I am typing the wrong password here. If I press enter here, it is saying your password is incorrect, sir. It's saying password is incorrect. So this is the first attempt. If I click OK, it's giving the second chance. If I type the second time also wrong password here. If I press enter here, it's saying your password is incorrect. So how many attempts are completed? 2. Now if I type the third time also wrong password here, if I press enter here, It's saying here, sir, your password is incorrect. How many items are crossed? 3. Now if I type the correct password, see here password is 1 2 3 4, and this is the correct password. I am typing here 1 2 3 4. If I press enter, now see here, this time it's not saying your password is incorrect. We are getting different error. The error is what? Your reference account is currently logged out and may not log on to. So it means your 3 items are crossed. If you type the correct password also, it will not allow to you to log in. So user has to wait for how much time here? Half an hour here, right? But the user is not having this much patience to wait for half an hour. And assume it, in real time you are the admin and one of the user is requesting to you, sir, my account is locked, please unlock my account. So can we unlock now or not? Yes, we have to know. That is called manual process, we have to know. So please write down the steps. Manually unlocking user account. Underline this one. Manually unlocking user account. Manually unlocking user account. Okay, underline this one. Please write down the steps. In system 1 DC server, login as admin. The next point, write down. Open the ADUC console. Open the ADUC console. So right now I'm sitting on server. I have to open the ADUC console. Now first check, there are so many user accounts are there. Which user account is locked? John. So write down, right click on John user account. Click on properties. Right click on John user account. Click on properties. Okay. Right click on John user account. Click on properties. Once you click properties, one new page will open and we are in the John user account properties, and you can see in this properties, are you finding so many options here? All these options are called tabs here. It's called what here? Tabs. There are so many tabs are there, but are you finding account tab here? We have to go to there. So please write down, select the account tab. Select the account tab. Now once you select the account tab here, are you finding unlock account option here? We have to check this box. But remember here, this message is not available for all users. Which user account is logged, that user will get this message. What is the message? The account is currently logged out on this Active Directory domain controller. And you can see here, my user 2 account is not locked. If I right click on user 2 account, if I go to properties, if I go to account, we have unlock account option. Unlock account option is there, but are you finding that message? No. So it means this user account is not locked. So we have to right click on John user account and click on properties, select the account tab and check this box, unlock account. So write down, check the box, unlock account and apply OK. Check the box, unlock account and click on apply and click on OK. Check the box, unlock account, click on apply OK. So once you check this box, once you click apply, once you click OK, so now my John user account is what here? Unlocked. Now if I go to the client machine, just 1 minute, this machine is starting. Now next day, if I log in as a John user in client machine, so now tell me again how many items I am getting. Again you will get what here? 3 items. Now again we can type 3 times wrong password, you can log in there. So you can see here, if I press Ctrl or delete here, first time I am typing the wrong password here, enter. It's saying your password is incorrect. So it means my account is unlocked here now. Second time also I am typing wrong password, enter. It's saying your password is incorrect. Now third time I am typing the correct password. I am logging. Can we log in here? Yes. Okay. So till now we have seen how to create the domain user accounts, right, in our server, and how to create the user account with password and without password, how to restrict the password attempts also. But my question is, what, the user can log into any client machine? Yes, user can log into any client machine, right? There is no restriction. If next day if this machine is not working, user can log into other client computer. But users are having right to log in server? No, user is not having. Example, the John is working on this machine, right, on system 2, and suddenly now the system 2 is not working and other machines are busy. The John is working on this computer, right? Suddenly this machine is down and other machines are busy, other machine is not free. So the John cannot log into other computer, but the John is coming to admin room to complain, sir, my machine is not working. But assume it you are the administrator and right now in the server room you're not available. You went outside for your some work, right? For your some personal work you went outside. So John is coming to the server room, is finding admin is not available and other machines are busy. The John cannot log in and John machine is not working. But what the John is finding, in server room no one is there, but the John is finding in server room one machine is free there. Which machine is free in server room? Server. And without permission of administrator, the John is trying to log in server, right? Without permission of admin, the John is trying to log in server. So my question is, what without permission of admin, the user accounts are available in server, right? The user name and password is correct here, but users are having right to log in server or not, right? Because when you go to the interview, it will ask this question. So check with the practical. So here, as a user, I am going to my server now. So this is my DC. I logged as admin. But sign out this admin and check whether the user can log into server or not. So press Ctrl Alt Delete. Go to the other and type the username. The username is what? John. Password is 1234. The password is correct. Name is correct. Enter. And see here. Once you press enter here, the name and password is verified. And this time we are not getting error. Your name and password is wrong. This time we are not getting error. Your refresh account is logged. We are getting different error. What is the error? The signing method you are trying to use is not allowed here, right? So please contact to your network admin, system admin. So it means when you're logging here, your login method is not correct. So login method is not correct means the user is not having right to log in server, right? Who is having right to log in? Only administrator. And please, in the lab, on the screen, if administrator account is not available, so I want to log in as admin, then what we have to do? Sometime in the lab, in your server, on the screen, admin account is not available. Then what we have to do to log in? There are so many students are saying, sir, admin account is deleted, sir. Or admin account is lost, sir. Sir, admin account is there, but is not there on the screen. If the account is not there on the screen, what we have to do? Go to other and type your name, that is administrator, and password. Then you can log in there, okay? So it means now the user can log into any client machine in the network, but users are not having right to log in server, right? But assume John is your best friend, and the John is, you are the admin, you are coming to the you are coming to your company, and you're going to the server room, you're finding the John is waiting for you, and the John is complaining to you, sir, my machine is not working, only 5 minutes work is left, right, to complete my job on my company website, but suddenly this machine is off, sir, my system 2 is off. So please come there and check, verify, and troubleshoot now and allow to me to log in. And really when you coming as administrator, you verifying the system 2 really is dead, and it's going to take some time to solve the problem there, to up this machine. So tell to the John, sir, wait for 1 hour, I will up this machine, then you can log in, you can start your job. But the John is saying, sir, I cannot wait for 1 hour, sir, right? Please give me one machine now, because I am working on company website, I left only 5 minutes work, so I will complete it. So we are finding other machines not free. So tell to the John, sir, within 5 minutes I cannot up this machine, at least give the half an hour so I can up this machine, then you can log in. But the John is requesting to me, to you, you are the admin, is saying to you, sir, okay, take half an hour, 1 hour, solve the problem. But please do one thing, I am finding in server room one machine is free, sir. Which machine is free? Server is free. And the John is your best friend, is requesting to you, sir, only for 5 minutes, allow to me to log in server, I will use internet, I will complete my job, then I will sign out. Right? Who is requesting? User. Your best friend is requesting to you, so please allow to you. So first tell me, the user is having right to log in server? No, but your best friend is requesting to you, and you have option. You can say no, and you can say yes to allow. So which is the best option? Say no. Why? Tell to the user, sir, security reasons are there, I cannot allow to you to log in server, just wait for half an hour, I will solve the problem, then you can log in. This is the company rules are there, okay? But assume it after 5 minutes, your boss is coming, and assume it this time, John is your boss, your CEO is coming saying, sir, my machine is not working, sir, today, so please allow to me log in server only for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I will finish my job, then I will sign out. So, but your John is a user, but at the same time is a boss of your organization. is a CEO. Now, but John is a user for you, for your network. So what we have to tell to the John now? Your boss is coming, is saying, sir, please allow to me to log in server only for 5 minutes. I will finish my job, sir, because today my machine is not working. So what we have to say, yes or no? Yes. Say no, because you are the boss of your network, right? But your company boss is what? Your CEO. Your CEO is coming, John is coming, saying, sir, please allow. And you're saying what? No. Tell to your boss, sir, security reasons are there, right? So I cannot allow to you log in server, right? Wait for half an hour, I will up your machine, then you can log in there. But your boss is saying, sir, don't worry about the security, sir. Is requesting, I will not delete your server data, I will not copy your server data, right? I will not disturb, only I will log in, I will start. So second time also, your boss is requesting to you, sir, please allow to me to log in server for 5 minutes, sir. What you will say, yes or no? Again say what? No. Tell to your boss, sorry, sir, the company rules are there, wait for half an hour, I will start your machine, then you can log in. I cannot allow to log in server. So after listening this one, what your boss will say next moment? No, your boss will not say you're fired to you, because you are the very important person, since you are the system admin, because your company network is running by the help of you, right? So your boss will say, okay, sir, no problem, don't allow now, right? But next month your promotion is there, or maybe your increment is there, that time I will check you, right? So this type of problems we are facing in the real time, and this type of question we are facing in interview also. So example, some times are there or some reasons are there, we have to allow the juniors to log in server. Example, your company is running 24/7 and John is a junior admin. John is a junior, will not give full rights, will give some partial rights, but we have to allow the user to log in server to manage the rights or not here. So we have to know how to allow the user to log in server to a specific user, right? And the Microsoft is saying in server we have an option, that option name is allow log on locally. By using this option, we can allow the user to log in server. But remember here, the user by default is not having any rights. We have to give the rights. But today we are not seeing how to give the rights. Today we are seeing how to allow a specific user to log in server. So please write down our next lab. How to allow a user log on in DC. And please write down this one, that is called allow log on locally policy. By using this policy we can allow. But who is having right to give these rights? Only administrator. And this allow log on local policy also is available in group policy. By using the group policy management console, we can give this rights. So please write down the steps. In system on DC server, log in as a administrator. In system 1 DC server, log in as a administrator. The next point, I don't open the group policy management console. Open the group policy management console. Then I don't expand the forest, expand the domains, expand the forest, expand the domains, expand the domain name zoom.com, expand the forest, expand the domains, expand the domain name zoom.com. Now here I have a question here. Once you expand the domain name zoom.com, so now tell me which option I have to use to allow the user to log in DC. I have to go to the default domain policy or domain controller. Domain controller, because if I apply here, the user means I'm giving the permission in network, but in the network already user is having right to log into any machine, right? So I have to allow the user to log in DC. So we have to give the permission in domain controller, right? So please write down expand the domain controllers container, expand the domain controllers container, Expand the domain controllers
Can you hear me?
container. Yes, sir, I can hear you. Expand the domain controllers container. Okay. So once you expand this domain controllers container, you can see we have one more policy here. That policy name is default domain controller. So it means in group policy we have two default policies. One is default domain policy. If I apply any policy here, it's going to affect to entire network and to server also. If I apply any policy in default domain control policy, this policy will affect only to my server, to DC, not to the client machine. And this time the user is having right to log in client machines, but user is not having right to log in server. So by using this option, I will give the chance to user to log in server. So please write down, right click on default domain controller policy. Right click on default domain controller policy and click on edit. Right click on default domain control policy and click on edit. Now once you click edit, one new window will open. Already we use this window that is called group policy management editor. In that we have computer configuration and we have a user, but this allow log on locally feature is available in computer configuration, is not there in user. So please write down, next line, expand the computer configuration, expand the policies, expand the computer configuration, expand the policies, expand the window setting. Almost the steps are same here. Expand the computer configuration, expand the policies, expand the window settings. Then after that, expand the security settings. Expand the security settings. Right? Now here, in security setting, what is the second option? You can see here also, or you can see here. What is the second option here? Local policies. So write down, expand the local policies. Expand the local policies. Now once you expand the local policies, what is the second option in local policy? User right assignment. So write down, select user right assignment. Select user right assignment. Once you select user right assignment, right side you can find so many options there. Select the user right assignment and you can find right side. Are you finding so many policies? But we require sixth one here, that is allow log on locally. This one we require. So write down, right click on allow log on locally policy and click on properties. Right click on allow log on locally policy. Right click on allow log on locally policy and click on properties. Click on properties. Now once you click properties, one new window will open. So what you have to do, right click on allow log on locally policy and click on properties. Now see here, one new window is open. In this window, are you finding some accounts names in the list? But are you finding any username? No. So to which user you want to allow to log in DC, we have to add that user account in this list. If the user account is there in this list, so it means the user is having right to log in server. And how to add? By using add user or group. So write down, next line, click on add user or group. Click on add user or group. Now once you click this option, add user or group, a new window will open, and please don't type the username here. If you type the username here, that is wrong. First we have to click on browse. So write down, click on browse. Now once you click browse, one new page is open, and in this page is asking enter the object name. Enter the object name is username here. Okay. So write down, type the username dash user John. Type the username dash John. Check name is not compulsory, but you want to verify whether this name is there or not, this account is there or not, spelling is there or not. You can go for check name, but check name is not compulsory. If you know, just we can click on OK. So please write down, click OK 3 times. Type the username John and click OK 3 times. And after write down, open the run and type GP update. Click OK. Open the run and type GP update and click on OK. Open the run, type GP update, click OK. Because after doing the changes in group policy, we have to update. You can see here, I want to go for check names, but you can see here, Once your check name is accepted, means account is there. Click on OK, click OK, and one more time, OK. Are you finding the John in the list? Can we like this? Can we add second user also? Yes. Go to add, go to browse. You can add one more user, that is user 1, right? But example, one day I went to the interview. The person is saying, sir, I want to allow all the user to log in server. For testing purpose, I want to allow all the users log in server. Can we add all the users? Yes. How? One by one. User 1 first, user 2, user 3, user 4, like this 100 users. So how many times you have to add the users? 100 times. Is easy job? No. You can make easy also here. How? Not group. By using this one. What is that? Everyone. If you type everyone, click OK. OK. So everyone is added. So what is the meaning of everyone here? Which user I created now, which user I am creating in future, all that user is allowed to log in server. So you have a specific user or group of user or everyone. So which is the best in real time? Everyone is best or single user is best? Single user is best. So that's why I'm removing the everyone, but we have option, you can remember this one. So I'm removing everyone. So click on apply, click on OK. But in future, I don't know, next day my boss is saying, sir, don't allow the John to log in server. So what we have to do? Select the user and click on remove. If the user is not there in the list, user cannot log into server here. Okay. So I want, click OK, click OK, close this windows, then open the run, and we have to type here GP update. Then write down verification. No sir. After removing also we have to do GP update. Whenever you doing any modification in group policy, we have to run GP update command. Okay. So please write down verification in system1 DC. In system1 DC, login as a John user and access the resources. In system1 DC, login as a John user and access the resources. Now tell me, this time the John can log into server or not? Yes. But other users, user 1, user 2? No. You can see it. Press Ctrl Alt Delete, switch this administrator, then press Ctrl Alt Delete, go to the other and type the username. First I will try with user 2. Example, user 2 password is blank, enter. Can we log in? No. Who is having right only? John. So username is John, password is 1234. That is correct, enter. Now this time successfully the John is logging to server here. But after logging, the John is requesting to admin, sir, can access internet? Yeah, if you have internet, you can open the browser, you can access internet. Now the John is saying, sir, can I access this computer applications? Yes or no? Yes, we can access. There is no restriction here. So you can see here in server, I logged as a John. So you can go to the browser, you can open the browser. Right now I'm not having internet here on this machine. So but if you have internet, you can access Yahoo, Microsoft, Gmail, your company website. Can you access or not? Yes, we can access. So John, like this, can we go to the applications? Can you go to the applications? Can we access this machine applications or not here? Yes, are allowed. Now after the John work is done, the John is saying, I'm sitting on server and admin is not there in server room. And the John want to know what data is available in server hard disk. If any useful data is there, I will copy. If useful data is not there, I will delete it. Right? That is a John intention. Can we go like this? Yes, we can go to the computer. We can go to the C drive. We can access the data or not here. Any restriction is there? No. So remember here, by default on drive, any machine drive, your permission is what? Allow everyone. Allow everyone. You can go to E drive also. If you have some data, you can see, you can access and you can delete. So not only by default drives are secure. No, drive data is also not secure, but user can access. Okay. But right now the John is sitting on which machine? On client machine or in server? Server. But observe here, whenever as a user I'm logging, the server manager window is not opening, because the server manager window is designed only for administrator. But as a admin, when I'm logging to server, are you finding server manager window is opening? As a admin, when I'm logging in server, are you finding server manager window is opening? Yes, it's designed for administrator. But the John is very smart guy. He know how to open the ADUC console by shortcut command. The John want to know in this machine how many accounts are there, and John want to modify the account, delete the accounts. Can we do it or not? Check it out. So if I go to the run, if I type the shortcut command, what is the shortcut command? ADUC. Forget? If after the course is completed, if I ask this, sir, what is Active Directory? What is ADUC? What you will say, sir, what is that? What new question you are asking? Sir, just before 5 minutes I say that, remember this one. What is your shortcut command? Please tell me. DSA.MSC. But observe here, as a admin, when I'm typing this command, if I click OK, is asking any question, what is your name, what is your password? No, because that is admin account. But who is typing here? Who is trying to open? User. You can see here, once I hit OK, is asking, sir, who are you? You're not admin. Give your name and password. And now think, observe and give the answer to me. Sir, what I have to type? Is asking username and password. What I have to type? I have to type John user account and password, or I have to type admin account and password here. I say that think, observe and give the answer. This is a big problem in interview when you're going for interviews. I say think and give the answer. Who is sitting on this machine? First tell me. See here, I will give you one tip. If you want to become best and perfect administrator, you have to think as a user, you have to think as an administrator, then you will become best administrator. Now who is sitting on this machine? John. Is admin or user? User is having any good knowledge what is admin name and password? But assume John is your best friend, is calling to you. Is saying, sir, I don't know your name and password, sir. Sir, please give your name and password. What you will say? Yes, sir. This is my name, this is my password. No. You have to ask to the John, sir, why you need my name and password? Be frankly, the John is saying, sir, today I am sitting in my server because you have given the permission to me. So in server, I am trying to open ADUC console, is not opening. I want to open ADUC console to delete the account, to modify the account. So now tell me, you will give? No. You have to tell, sorry sir, this is a security reason, I will not give my name and password. You have to type your name and your password. We know admin name and password, but please, whenever you are getting like this, don't type admin name and password. If you type admin name and password, the John, we are giving our rights to John. We don't want to give rights. So tell to the John, type your name and your password. Password is 1234. Yes. Once you say yes, it is accepted. It's correct. Now you can see here ADUC console is open. Now who is trying to create the accounts? John. Expand the domain name. Expand the users. Can you see all the user accounts in the list? Yes, we can see. But the John want to create the account, delete the accounts. The John want to create the account. How to create the account? Right click on users, new user. But new user option is there? No, because this is a user. This is a security on Active Directory, right? There is a no use new user. Now John want to delete the user to account. Right click on user to account. Click on delete and say yes. Are you sure you want to delete the user name user to? Yes. Now see here, are you getting error here? And read the error and please love with the error. And you have an answer. Here, what is error? You do not have sufficient privileges, means rights, to delete the user account. You are not having sufficient rights here. Click OK. So it means John can see the account, but John cannot create the account, delete the account, modify. So this is a default security on Active Directory, you can say. Okay. So after your job is done, can we sign out? Yes, we can sign out this computer. Okay. Our job is finished. Now can we log in as admin here? Yes. How to log in? Admin account is not there. Delete it. No, we have to go to other, we have to log in. So administrator password is zoom_123 login. Okay. Any doubt till here? So we've seen 4 labs to now, but we have 2 more labs. But this practical you have to do with yourself. But I will give you, but I'm not giving the steps. I will show you what is the use of this one. You have to do with yourself. So please write down. Our 5th lab is very easy, small. Log on 2. This is 1. 6th lab is log on hours. These 2 practicals you have to do with yourself. Okay. But I will show you what is the use of this one. Log on to and log on hours. Now first we'll go for log on to. What is the use of log on to? You can see in my network we have number of computers. In our network we have number of computers. The user can log into any computer or not here. But one day my boss is coming, is saying, sir, please, to user 1, don't allow all the computers to log in. We have 100 machines, but don't allow the user log in to all 100 machines. I want to give some specific computers only to user to use these machines. So I want to give the chance to user 1 to use this machine only. That is system computer 3. That is called system 3. So I want user 1 has to use only system 3 daily, but not other computer. If the user is trying to log in other computer, user should get error. Sir, you are not having permission to log in. And this restriction we can apply by using log on to. By using what here? Log on to. So what is the use of log on to? To restrict the particular specific computer. By default, user is having right to log into any machine. But now I want to restrict only to the system 3, not to other machine. So how to restrict this one? So we have to go to the server. We have to log in as admin. Open the ADUC console. To which user you want to restrict? User 1. Example. Right click on user 1. Go to the properties and go to what? Accounts. In accounts, are you finding log on to here? So go to the log on to. And here, you can observe here, by default, what is the permission? All computers. But we have to select what? Following computers and give that computer name. So right now I'm giving computer 3. Actually I'm not having computer 3, but I want to see the error actual. So please in the lab, what your next computer name is there? Don't give. If you give, it will log in. So give other computer name so you can see the error actual. We want to see the error. So add the computer 3, click add. Or you can add one more computer here. Like example, computer 3 and computer 4. Daily user has to use only these 2 machines, not to other machines. So click on OK, click on apply, click on OK. Now go to the second machine. So right now this machine is not computer 3 here. This computer is system 2 here, right? So I want to log in as a user 1. Password is ABC is a password. And enter. Now see here, this time error is different. Error is not saying name and password is wrong. The error is what? Your account is configured to prevent means restricted, you from using this PC. Please try another PC. You have right to log into other PC, but not to this PC. Which PC? Only system 3 or system 4, not this machine. Okay. But tell me, my user 2 can log into this machine? Yes. Any restriction is there? No. Right. So this is called log on to. Now come to the next one, that is called log on hours. Yeah, you can see in MNC companies, when you're working in real time, you have shifting wise, right? Morning shift is there, afternoon, evening is there. So it's mean my user can log into any time. Yes, these are the domain policy. So in domain, the user can log in any time, 24/7. There is no restriction, but I want to restrict. My boss is saying, sir, to user 2, right? Don't allow any time to log in. So give the chance user 2 has to use only the PCs between 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. only this time. So we can restrict by using this log on hours here, right? So how to restrict this one? So we have to restrict from server. So you can see here, my user can log into this machine. There is no restriction, but I want to restrict here. So I'm going to my server. Right click on open the ADUC console. Right click on user 2 account. Click on properties. Again go back to your accounts tab, and here we have log on hours. Now see here, once you click log on hours, night 12 o'clock, next day night 12 o'clock means 24 hours, and from Sunday to Saturday, all these boxes are blue. So it means 24/7 log on permission is there, but I want to restrict. So select what first? Log on deny, right? Now the boxes are white. I want from Monday to Friday only 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. right? So I'm selecting here 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. right? From Monday to Fridays 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. and select what here? Log on permit. These boxes are blue. Now click on OK and click on apply. Click OK. Job is done. Now go to the second machine, and you can see at this time, you can observe here what is the time here now. That is what here? Monday 9:58. So now what we have to tell to the user, sign out and check your error, and check this time whether you have a right to log in or not. So sign out, not switch user, sign out. Now try to log in once again as a user 2. Now password is what here? Blank. Enter. Now see here, this time it's trying to log in, but we are getting error. What is error? Your account has time restricted that prevent you from signing at this time. So it means you are not having this time to log in. What time you have? Only from Monday to Friday 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Not before that, not after this one, right? So we have to check these two things. So today we are winding up our class here, and we have seen this many labs. Total we have how many labs here? 6 labs are there, and you have 1.5 hours. So how much time you need to complete this practical? How much time? 1.5 hours? No, because already you know the steps you have. And please, I will give you one tip if you want to become best and perfect in the practical also. See here, within 2 hour session, we are learning the theory, we are seeing the concept also, we are taking the steps also. But in the lab, you have to do practical. So when you go to the lab, already 2 machines are there. System 1 is server and system 2 client, verified, right? And please, when you're doing the practical without steps, please don't try to do the practical. And the last class, I found one of the students in afternoon session is asking, sir, after attending 2 hours session, theory session, he came to the lab and is asking, sir, what practical, sir? I say, sir, creating DC and making client, sir. So he's saying, sir, in which machine I have to make DC? I say system 1. So next is asking, sir, what I have to do next, sir? I say open the server manager. He's asking, sir, next what I have to do, sir? I say click on add roles and feature. He's asking next, sir, what? I say click next. So if you're doing this practical like this, you will not become perfect administrator. When you are attending the session, you're taking the steps also. Clearly, I'm giving the steps. So this configuration where we have to do in system 1 or system 2. So please in the lab, when you're coming for practical, first do the practical with yourself by seeing the steps. What you're writing in neat handwriting, see that and do that. If you're not getting, ask to me, will help you. And please in the lab, if you're getting any error, first try to solve your problem yourself first. So you can remember always in the real time, you are going to face the same problem. So easily and quickly you can solve the problem there. So please in the lab, when you're coming, open the notebook and see what practical, how many machines you require and start it. Okay? Any doubt? And tomorrow we are going to discuss permissions class here. Okay? So thank you very much for today's session, sir. Yes, sir, I am online. No problem. I am waiting for you. Yes, sir, we are sending the recording on your email ID. Right? We will send the recording to Google Drive, and from Google Drive, one folder is there, MCSC 2012. From that folder, all the first day recording to today, you can find all the recording and you can download. But recording immediately I cannot send now, right? It will take some time. Yeah, till 5 o'clock evening you will get. Sorry, your voice is breaking, sir.
I just wanted to know when, will we get the recording by the end of the day today?
No, day to day you are getting, sir. Till around night you will get. Because this recording is saving in different format. I have to convert it. It's taking 3 hours time to convert. Then I will put in the drive in Google Drive. Then you can download from there. And not only today's session, you can find all previous sessions recordings also is available there. You can download that also. You can start.
I lost you for almost like half an hour today when I was doing. It's little difficult with the GoToMeeting. I don't know what the problem is. But
no. In GoToMeeting, your internet connectivity should be good, sir.
Users who are joining. Connectivity is good, sir. I'm connected hardwired.
Alright, I think I have another thing, another doubt here about G Drive. Is it said, like, where exactly do we have to go and download the recordings from?
No, I'm
Google Drive.
Yeah, Google Drive. We are sending the link to you, right?
Okay.
Already you have received the link, Google Drive link. There you can find all the recordings are available there.
I don't think the Google Drive link was shared with me. I received only one link from you guys that goes
one no.
GoToMeeting.
Yes, only one link is there.
Yeah. So I even have to go through the sessions which were conducted upon 15th, 16th and 17th.
Yes, sir. That recording also is there in the Google Drive. You can download from there.
Alright. So can you help me with the link once again if you don't mind?
Okay. Can you send your email IDs all? I will send you the link.
Oh, sure.
Please, in the chat box, you can type. In the chat box, please, all of you, type your email ID.
Sure.
And with your name, so I will send you.
Yeah? Oh, okay. Alright. Really well sent. Alright, so that's fine, and you must have email addresses of everyone. Okay.
Okay, right. I will send you. Okay.
Alright. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. You're welcome. See you tomorrow.